Hey guys, it's the Lego Master Devin bringing you a look at Onua, the Master of Stone Earth. My bad. Master of Earth. Again, I have to preface something quickly. I only bought Tahu and Onua first off, because, very limited selection around my area. These are actually very popular, which makes me happy as a Bionicle fan, but that's about that. And I'm going to show you a little quick fix you can do with this little piece right here to fix a pretty stupid flaw in this set. It might just be, it's more of a nitpicky thing though, so it's not that big of a deal. So let's start off with the box, of course, everybody's favorite thing to see. So alright, ages 8 to 14, set number 707889, Onua, Master of Earth, 108 pieces, and it's a building toy, like you didn't know that already. Onua, the Master of Earth. You got a shot of him, you know, like all in action. See the golden mask of Earth. Lift this up a bit. You got the gear function, skull spider, the mask thing. This, which like I did last time, I'll just do a quick comparison for whatever reason. Yeah, that's about it. Combination model, Protector of Earth plus Onua equals that. Comic strip. And yeah, that's about it. It's hexagonal shape as it was before. I'm just trying to reposition that stuff. Alrighty. Now, just take a quick look at the golden Picari. Well, it's not called the Picari anymore. The golden mask of stone. Yeah, it's nothing special, honestly. It's not really a shiny gold, more of a dark caramel-like gold. But that's that. Yeah, and then there's the skull spider. Pretty much the exact same from Tahu, Master of Fire, the set that I reviewed last. Just has 4 legs. Pretty simple. Conflict out of the box, which is appreciated for younger kids. And that's about that. So let's just begin to go over Onua himself. First of all, Onua is very bulky. He's not nearly as thin as, say, Tahu. My rabbits are making noise in the background. Not nearly as thin as Tahu. I said that. He's more bulky and stocky, and his build is a lot more complicated, which I appreciate. Then you got his Quake Hammer, which has a dual functionality that we'll go over in a moment. Yeah. So let's begin with... well, first off, the eye stalk is a bright yellow this time, which is kind of interesting. Let's go over the gearbox first. See if I can actually get this thing off. It's a little bit more difficult with the way Onua was built. Come on, just let me get these out of the way. Oh, come on. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to... Oh, I'm getting it. I'm sorry, this is kind of painful. There we go. It's a little gibbled, but whatever. Kind of like Tahu, he's got a pretty simple Hero Factory build. Somewhat. He's got some more complicated details, but we'll get over that in a moment. Alright. So here's Onua's gearbox, which is a lot more interesting than Tahu. It's pretty much the same, but the way the friction in the joints is made is a lot different. Yeah, basically something I didn't know why at first is why his arms were asymmetric, but the way they are made, they add a lot of friction. Like this ball joint in this socket piece right here adds a ton of friction to his arms. Just the way they're built in general, these arm bits are really long. It's a lot different than Tahu. And I didn't know why they were asymmetric, but the reason why is that there's a peg right here. And that's so you can take his Quake Hammer and toss it on his back, which is an added bonus for sure. Definitely appreciated. So that's why that's asymmetric. So let's just go over his arms quickly while we got a good look at him. He's got a gold armor piece attached to a black socket armor there and a purple one. And he's got the standard black fists. And something I like is the use of these Hordika neck pieces as his arm connectors. It's very complex. I was very impressed with how this was put together. Really helps the bulky look. And it gets rid of one of the problems I have with Tahu. Alright, let's move the gearbox off to the side. Also, I'm going to preface this. I'm not a big fan of the yellow gear. I know why it's there. It's to let kids know, oh, you're supposed to twist this one. But I don't know, it kind of breaks the colors for me. But yeah, it's very well made. I like how they were able to extend the gear system so that he could actually get that more bulky and stocky look. It's very, very impressive. Let's go over his legs. He's using these, I'm pretty positive these aren't new, but they're pretty cool feet. He's using his black armor pieces, his gold armor, some more gold armor pieces on top of purple armor pieces this time. And I'm going to show you a piece here. Just get this off. Alright, on his leg here, there's these really, really nice trans-purple connectors. There's only two of them, one for each leg, but they're very nice recolors of that piece. I'm a big fan of that, actually. Very big fan. Oh yeah, and he's got the standard inch leg extenders here that Tahu had. They extend his leg about an inch. Alright. Okay, there. He's back and attached. I'll explain this, how his back works. I'm just going to take these pieces off because they were part of his gearbox. Sorry. Alright, there we go. Slot these back on his gearbox, quick. Alright, there we go. Sorry for the delay there. But, oh yeah, I guess I should just show this in action. Onua's got his mask launching mechanism with the eye stalk. You can push down the back of that eye stalk there to get range of motion, or whatever, you know, it launches mask. But his torso is built very well. I'm very impressed with how they use these pieces. So they use hand connectors right here to attach some connectors to get these awesome shoulder armor pieces, which are basically the same pieces that are used in his mask armor, or whatever, or mask armor, his quake hammer and other things. And then there's these nice little pieces for aesthetic. Oh yeah, I should also mention, Onua, I think, is the only Toa to have an extended neck. And I understand why that is. It's so you can get him into his classic, more hunched look. Yeah, so they use those hand connectors to attach that. And then the torso is a unique piece that actually uses these open ball joints that I complained about last time, which I'm very happy. I think he's the only Toa of Wave 1 to actually use these ball joints effectively. And that makes me very happy because I'm somewhat of a nitpicker, and it's happy to see that that's gone. One major thing I don't like about this set is the torso print stickers, and they're not stickers on Tahu. I don't understand why they chose only Onua's to be stickers, but whatever. Something I like about his Earth mask is it's very reminiscent of the original Pakari. I don't have the original Pakari on me, but yeah, basically Onua's original mask from 01. It's very impressive how they managed to pull off a new and old look at the same time. It's very good. So yeah, this gearbox actually adds a ton of height to his arms too. I can't take it off, but I'll move these shoulder bits out of the way while I attach it. If you take a look at how much taller he gets, he gets a few inches there, about an inch actually, of extra height. It's very awesome. God, this can be frustrating sometimes, especially when you're trying to hurry things along because try not to waste people's time. Alrighty. There we go. And yeah, Onua just looks very good overall with his whole stocky stature. Oh yeah, and if you notice, there's a lot of red pins used. Like there's a couple here, inside these neck pieces on the inside of his torso use red pins. I don't think you can really get a look at that, but yeah, those pieces right there, they use pins. In his hammer, they kind of break up the color scheme, but it's cool to see those pins used in lots of different intricate ways. So yeah, that's Onua overall as a structured figure. I'm going to get to his adrenaline mode, which is, again, what the rest of them have. So you take off his hammer, take the claws off to reveal his turbo shovelers, and put them on his hands. And of course you put his golden mask of earth on. So he's in full-on adrenaline mode. And this is one of the few Toa where the golden mask actually looks really great because of how the gold is sprinkled throughout his color scheme already. And yeah, you got his turbo shoveler mode with his gear function that, again, has the whole friction deal. And I'm going to go over my huge problem. Oh yeah, and you're supposed to put his thing back on. According to the instructions, you're supposed to leave this axle right here. This is probably just a nitpicky thing, but it's really annoying. Like, why is there no way to have that axle removed? Like, well, that's how the instructions tell you to keep it. It's kind of weird, honestly. I'm actually going to look at the box to see if that's how it looks in the box. Doesn't look like it. Anyway, and how I figured out to fix this, which is kind of dumb on Lego's part. I mean, it requires one extra piece. So basically, you have your turbo shovelers. Say you're reattaching the hammer. You know, you go like this. Put the two shovels back together. Attach them back in here. And so yeah, you got these two separate parts you're supposed to put in his hands. Fair enough, you do that. You're probably wondering what this has to do with anything. But basically what could be added is this piece right here. You could add it to the bottom. And sure, you're like, okay, whatever, what does that do? But what it does is it makes it so that when you remove the hammer to be stored, just flip it around and connect it to there. And there, you got a full hammer. And you can just put it on his back. And he doesn't have that stupid axle sticking out of his arm. I know that's not a big problem, but it's just kind of annoying that they didn't put the effort to add in, you know, this little axle connector piece. Preferably in black, of course. I mean, I only had a gray one to spare from my other parts bin. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. But that's basically that. I mean, Onua is a great figure, besides that open axle thing, which can be easily remedied with one part, so it's not a big deal. And, basically that his torso has stickers, but that's not a big deal. Most people can get past that. I mean, it's just kind of annoying. So yeah, that's Onua, Master of Earth. Honestly, probably my favorite figure of Wave 1, besides Tahu, and that's only because of nostalgic reasons. But he's probably my favorite figure of Wave 1. Yeah, he's a lot different than the other Toa. He looks a lot more beefy and bulky and just ready for battle, and I like his claws. They kind of remind you of the chainsaw weapon that Onua Nuva had, as well as the claws that Onua Mata had. And it's awesome, and it's also cool you have a way to store it. It's a pretty awesome design overall. And not only that, just the extra bulk that the shoulder armor adds is just great. And just the complexity of this gear function, again, which is even more complex than Tahu's, is just awesome. So that's basically about all I can say about Onua, Master of Earth. I'd recommend picking him up if you just want to pick up one set or something, because, I don't know, you were a fan of the old Bionicle and you just want to pick up one. Pick up Onua. he's honestly the best figure of Wave 1 in my opinion. He's got a complex build. He's fun to play with. He looks good. The colors contrast well. He's got cool dual function weapon for his adrenaline mode. Comes with a skull spider, which I forgot to mention, you can attach to his face. Probably the best thing about Onua is because of his neck extensions, it's a little easier to get the legs wrapped around. So yeah, you can do that. You can attach the skull spider. It adds conflict out of the box like all of them. And yeah, Onua is just a great figure. I know I've said that about 100 times, but I'd honestly pick up Onua. He's built well. He's cool. He's just cool to look at. He's got awesome colors, awesome play functions, and he's unique to the other Toa. The other Toa all use mostly the same chest build and gearbox. I know there's a few differences here and there, but this is one that's completely different, and it's really appreciated. It's a kind of a, though this sounds dumb to say because of the Toa are all new, it's kind of a breath of fresh air compared to the other Toa, but it's very appreciated. So yeah, guys, it's been the Lego Master Devon, or Masty, as some people like to say. Yeah, that's about that. I mean, as far as these Bionicle reviews, there's probably going to be a delay because, like I said, I prefaced earlier, there's a huge demand for these things in my area. They're pretty hard to come by. I mean, even at the Lego store, there was pretty slim pickings. So yeah, that's that, guys. So it's been the Lego Master Devon, like I said already. Signing out. Hope you look forward to more Bionicle reviews, and I'll talk to you guys later. P.S. Pick up Onua.